Thank you for watching the Solid Sports and Gaming channel. You're watching another edition of the Solid Sports video blog. This is episode 181. Today's date is May 22nd, 2022. 21st, excuse me. I'm sorry, today's the 21st. Apologize about that. I wrote 22 on my notes. Yeah, it is the 21st, just to be sure. I'm Troy West. Thank you so much for joining me once again. A lot to talk about today on today's sports blog, where I come every week, every Saturday. To come with you guys. I meant to put some on Instagram to remind you I'd be here in the morning, but sometimes I don't know to the last minute. I didn't know to the last minute last night, and then I never posted anything on Instagram. But you can check out my IG. I put the description in the I put the handle in the description, excuse me. My IG, so definitely follow me there. Follow me here on the PlayStation Network. Solid, all capital letters, SAG83, all capital letters, Solid SAG83. That's my PlayStation handle. But in today's show, we're going to talk. I always do a little baseball, we get that out the way. The Max Scherzer injury for the Mets, I touch on that, what that means for the Mets. Just overlook the standings in the Major League Baseball season so far. NBA playoffs, the conference finals starting to heat up. Big win for the Warriors last night. We'll talk about that as they take a 2-0 lead over the Dallas Mavericks in the East. The Heat and the Celtics are tied at 1 game apiece. Game 3 is today. We'll look and see what time that is. I think it's a ABC game, so everybody get to watch. So I'll probably check that out later on myself. And the biggest topic this week, one of the biggest topics this week, is about the Sixers. James Harden, is he done? Do they deserve the max? All these other things. So I touch and get my thoughts on that as well. Our NFL Roundabout series start today as well. As we go by each division just to take a deeper look. We're going to do the NFC East today, so that means we look at the Cowboys, Giants, Eagles, and the Commanders, the Washington Commanders, their new name. We'll look at those teams, what to expect from this season. We'll take a look at their schedule, all that. So we'll do that for the next 8 weeks because there's 8 divisions. So next week we'll do the AFC East. And then I think we're going to say the West is for last since they both so strong and the most intriguing division. So we'll probably do North. We'll probably do East, North, South, and then West. So I think that's how I'm going to do it. We're doing the NFC East today, so we'll talk about that. Just some quick thoughts on the channel, what's coming up on the channel. Song of the Deep, I'm still working on. Haven't forgot about that. Guns Gore Cannoli, we're on a part 2 now. That game is so fun, man. I'm enjoying that game. So I had to play that probably offline sometimes. Call of Duty Vanguard, you'll see some videos of that. Even though I ain't done it in a couple of days. I'm gonna do a video when I got a mix now of I do hardcore free for all. That's pretty much all I play on there. But I've been playing hardcore team deathmatch and hardcore kill confirm. So I'm gonna try to put a video when at least all 3 of those modes are featured. So look out for that. I'll start doing that soon. But let's go ahead and get into the blog today. The Max Scherzer injury for the New York Mets. He's out 2 months. Some oblique strain, I believe. But I think the Mets are deep enough in their pitching that they'd be fine. As long as they continue to score runs, I think they'd be okay. They're still in first place. Got a 7-game lead, so everybody else in the division is under 500. Even my Braves, who's been playing a little bit better of late. But they 7.5 back, so is the Phillies. So I think the Mets will be fine. I know it's just May. I think they could get caught, if they go to the dog days of summer, as they call it. I just didn't think the Mets are for real. I really think they might go ahead and win this division. I just hope my Braves can make it as a wild card. But I think the pitcher's too consistent. I think, he'll be missed. Max Scherzer, to me, like I said, he's been the most consistent pitcher the last 5 years. I've been saying he's the best, even over Kershaw. Baumgartner's fell off a little bit. Those guys, that was the top pitchers. Justin Verlander. I think Max Scherzer, I would take him. DeGrom has been great. Got to give him his credit too, but he's on the Mets too. But I think he's hurt as well right now. I don't think he's back yet. I don't believe so. But yeah, Max Scherzer to me, when I pick somebody, he's the first guy I think about. To give the ball to start for me on a baseball team. So it's, like I said, it's going to be a big injury because 2 months is a long time. That's basically throughout the All-Star break. Probably won't be back to after the All-Star break. But I think the Mets will still be fine. With the cushion that they have in the division, I think they can get by without him. But that is a huge injury. But I mean, this might be a blessing in disguise because he is older, so he'll be ready for the stretch run in the playoffs when you want him to be at his best. So this might be actually a good thing overall. As long as he come back, it's be the same Max Scherzer. This might be a great thing, for him. The rest. So, like I said, it's a big injury, but I think the Mets will be fine without it. But just to look at the standings overall, since we talked about the Mets, like I said, they 26-14. Everybody else in the division is under 500, unfortunately. My Braves only 18-21, so are the Phillies. Miami's right there, 17-21. Then Washington in the basement at 13-27. The Milwaukee Brewers, I watched them recently when they was on YouTube. YouTube have a game once a week. I think this week they had the Pirates and the Cubs, I think. But they got a nice little. They got a 4 game with St. Louis. I like the Cardinals a lot too. I think it's going to be the Brewers and the Cardinals division basically to lose. I think they're better all year, but I think everybody else just not good enough. I like the Cubs. They're getting young. They're excited to watch. Cincinnati starting to play a little bit better, but they still only had 11 wins as they 27 down. Now the West is kind of jumbled up. Dodgers, of course, doing what you expected them to do at 26-12. San Diego right there, game and a half back at 25-14. San Francisco 22-16. Now, just last week, I think all these teams was over 500, even though Arizona and Colorado just a game under, but they played less games, but they 7.5 back already, so it's gonna be tough for them to take out the whole. But I haven't really seen Arizona play at all, but they, I heard some good things about them. The Rockies, of course, getting their hands on who they signed in the offseason, big signing, because they let Noralo go to St. Louis, but then they wind up signing forget it. That's just look. I hate with my mind. That's the only thing my mind goes. I gets into these. Actually, the Mets are playing the Rockies. I get into these brain farts, but I just blank out. I can't remember any names. Yeah, Chris Bryant. Yeah, for the Cubs. Well, he was with the. He got traded to the Giants last year. And then he got signed because the Cubs pretty much broke their whole team up. Rizzo is in New York. Bryant is in Colorado now. So they broke that team down and rebuilding now. But I think I see a little bit of them, and they look kind of fun to watch. A young team. So. But yeah, so the Rockies, like I said, the Rockies has been they have a good year here and there. But they just never had any pitching since they existed. They just never could get a pitcher. Then it's hard to pitch in that ballpark anyway. Then they say the dead air and everything else in Colorado. So yeah, it's just hard to put together a consistent team. Like you pretty much have to focus on scoring. Hopefully you outscore everyone. Maybe when they tried to get break good pitchers there, it just wasn't exactly the same, So but they in last place, I suspect this to pretty much hold form as well. Let's go to the American League. I almost forgot. The Yankees at 28-10. They rolling Aaron Judge. Remember we was talking about his contract. Look like they're gonna have to pay him because he's having a monster year. If he continue to play the way he's playing, we have to give him that $300 million, whatever he wanted. Yankees gonna have to pay it if they want to keep him anyway. But I think it's gonna happen. I think he just got that feeling. He just, maybe I'm an Orioles fan as well. Even though I rep the Braves a lot, but I am from Baltimore. I am an Orioles fan. I do follow Orioles as well. But so I've seen a lot of the Yankees over the years. He just seemed like he fits into that Yankees environment. I'd be shocked if they don't give him what he wants. So, but he's definitely proven it this year. He's the leader for MVP, clearly to me, in the American League. Rays, right? Well, I ain't gonna say right there because the Yankees got a 5.5 lead over the Rays. The Blue Jays still holding on. They 7.5 back. Then you got Boston and the Baltimore Orioles in last. Even though they've been winning the last 2 games on walk-offs that I've seen. But before that, I think they had lost like 5 or 6 in a row. The Red Sox, they got the talent. I think they could probably turn it around, maybe. But like I said, I still like the Blue Jays long term. Even though I'm not gonna lie, I'm starting to, it's early in the season, but I'm starting to want to change my World Series pick. I don't think they can make it if that pitching don't, if they don't get consistent pitching. I think that's going to be their downfall. And that's another thing, the Yankees are getting pitching. So if the Yankees get pitching, to me, they're the best team in baseball, even over the Dodgers to me. Like, I think their lineup is a little bit deeper than the Dodgers is. But maybe we'll get that World Series that everybody been hoping for with Dodgers, the Yankees this year, maybe. Central Twins lead 3.5. The White Sox is starting to play better. They 3.5 back Cleveland right there. The Kansas City, Detroit. Like I said, I think that's how that division might stay as well. Astros starting to get hot. They passed the Angels as they a game and a half up on them. And then everybody else, Texas, Seattle, Oakland, under 500. So that's our baseball update. For weeks at a time. Sometimes they change because, like I said, Houston was hovering. Now they just surpassed the Angels. It's just something about the Angels, like they can't put it together. Trout having another monster year, Satoni doing his thing, but I don't know. I was thinking, well, maybe the Angels could win it, the division this year at least. But the Astros, no matter what they lost a lot of their core guys. Altuve's still there, but George Springer's gone. Who's the other guy? He went to the Twins. Carlos Correa, he's gone. So, but they got some young guys like Alvarez. I like him. Big first baseman for the Astros. So, like I said, they got younger and they still winning. Still got Verlander there as far as pitching. I think Zach Greinke is still on the staff. Let's be 100% sure on that. But, Garrett Cole is a Yankee. So let's look at this roster here again, just to be sure. So me trying to think and remember. Let's see. Oh nope, he's gone. Because I think he went back to Arizona. So I want to say he went back to Arizona. And another mistake here with Alvarez, he's actually a left fielder. I swear I've seen him play first base before. Yes, yeah, they still got Alex Bregman, Jose Altuve, yeah, so, they still got some of the older guys here, but pretty much they revamped their team as well. But I think Greinke went to the Diamondbacks. Back to Arizona. I think they gave him some money, so he went back. Alright, so that's it for our baseball coverage. Sorry, some people probably fast. You can fast forward. You don't have to watch the whole blog. I'm a baseball fan, so I'm always going to touch on baseball when I get a chance, like I said. But now let's move on to the NBA playoffs, which has been, like I said, these playoffs have been underratedly pretty good, like overall. Some surprises, some some sure things, but some surprise like Dallas, I guess you could say they're the surprise. Warriors looking like the Warriors again. Let's stay on that. that series. Game 1, of course, you know, it was just all Golden State. Dallas didn't play well at all in game 1. Luka even struggled. Luka had 42 last night. Brunson put up 31. They was hitting threes. It's basically the third quarter. That's been the Warriors thing since they've been good. Like the third, they come out at halftime, that third quarter, and they just, you know, because Dallas was up, I think, by as many as 19, and they was hitting their three. The threes stopped falling. Warriors, like I said, they experienced. Watching the highlights, they started going inside. They stopped shooting threes. They started going inside. Dallas started struggling from three. Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, everybody was going to the basket. Kevin Looney was huge last night. That's why, like I said, no matter how much the game changed, the big man is always going to be needed. He did his thing, dominated inside, because Dallas don't really have a true center either. Miami and Boston, like I said, Warriors, well, pretty much, it's not just the Warriors. But like I said, I think Dallas is pretty much small too. They don't have really a big man to control the paint either. Miami sort of Bam, but Bam been sort of not playing up to his potential so far in these playoffs. But really, there's nobody left with a true center, you know, a old school center, or somebody that could go inside. But the Warriors took advantage of the lack of interior defense by the Mavs. They just kept going to the basket. Then they mixed in the three. You know, basically they played inside out. Steph Curry got hot. He wound up having 32 points. Dallas blew it. You know, they could have went back home up 1-1. But I still don't think they out the series yet. Of course, game 3 will be huge. You got to win that game. You don't want to go down 3-0 because, you know, history ain't on your side. It's just never happened, so you don't want to do that. So you definitely want to win game 3 if you're Dallas. And I think they can. I think they will. I think they will win game 3. Now, game 4, depending on how game 3 looks, even though, like they said, every game is a different game. But I think if, like, they barely get by, you know, the Warriors, I think, because they played pretty well. Like in this game, they should have won this game. But they down 2-0 to the Warriors. Warriors, like I said, that championship experience, man, it comes out. I think that's why they beat Memphis. Denver, you know, Denver was short-handed, but Memphis got hurt. You know, Ja got hurt. And like I said, I really like the Grizzlies going forward. I think they about to be the team of the West. I think Phoenix is about to come down. I think time has caught up with Phoenix. I think Phoenix is about to come back down. And I think Memphis will rise. And Dallas, I think it's about to be Memphis and Dallas in the West, like the two top teams in the West, clearly. Utah is Utah. You know, nobody worry about Utah. Denver, to me, still, like I said, I was Memphis, Denver, and the Dallas Mavericks. They're going to be the top 3 teams in the West next year. I predicted already. If Denver stay healthy with Porter Jr. and Jamal Murray, because Jokic, what he did this year with what he had, if they get those guys back, I think those would be the top 3 teams in the East. Lakers don't know what they're going to do. But to stay on top and just to stay with the playoffs, let's go over to the East. Talk about the Sixers. The Celtics and the Heat. Of course, that series is tied. Miami won the first game. You know, Jimmy Butler, man. Like I said last week, he deserves a lot of credit. He's just a different animal in the playoffs. So he had a good game in game 2, but it wasn't enough. Boston, Jason Tatum, and Brown, like I said, they all come together smart. You know, I didn't even realize Smart and Horford didn't play in game 1. That was a big difference. And it proved in this game 2. So that series tied going to Boston. And I think game 3 is tonight. Let's check. I think it's an 8:30 game, and I think it is nationally televised. So let's just make sure about that. But this series, like I said, basically both my teams out. I thought it was going to be a rematch. Phoenix lost to Dallas, and then Milwaukee lost to Boston. So both of my teams that I thought would make it to finals, they're both eliminated. So I was wrong about that. And that's another thing. People always come around when you're wrong, you know, and say, yeah, you was wrong. But when I'm right, which I'm most of the time am, not to brag, but sometimes most of my predictions be right. You don't hear enough from nobody. You know, it's quiet. But yeah, so 8:30 kicked tip ABC, right? Yeah, so the Celtics, like, you know, I said the Heat will win this series because of Jimmy Butler, but if they play like they played in game 2, I don't, you know, pretty much nobody showed up. Bam will have to, like, he will have to show up though. Bam Adebayo, excuse me for butchering his name. He's going to have to step up for Miami. I think he can really disrupt the inside. I don't know, he just don't look like himself. Jimmy got to do too much scoring. You need a second scorer. Victor Oladipo has been that guy off and on. He's starting to look back like his old self. But Tyler Hero got to give him something off the bench. If not, like I said, I think somebody said it. One of the commentators or something said it. It made me think like, dang, I probably shouldn't have picked Miami, but I'm gonna stick with Miami. But I think he was right. Like, basically, Boston, if they play up to their potential and Miami play up to potential, Boston's the better team. I think that is true. Like, but Tatum and Brown is doing what they doing. Then Marcus Smart give you something with the offensive end. The Al Horford chipping in, you know, with his experience. Like, they just a deeper team. I think Miami just gotta. They need Kyle Lowry. Hopefully Kyle Lowry will come back. If he does, that'll help definitely with the guards, because Marcus Smart and Williams off the bench has been huge for the Celtics as well. Both Williams, but I'm talking about the light-skinned Williams, Grant Williams. Yeah, so I mean, I think that's the true statement. If Boston plays they best, like, I don't think Miami has enough to beat them. But Bam will have to show up, man, in Boston, and hopefully the Heat role players get together. But I see the Heat sort of remind me of the Warriors, just in a way of that championship spirit, you know, that championship culture. So I don't think no moment's gonna be too big for them. So I think they ain't gonna go to Boston and shrink. So, but tonight's an interesting game. I think whoever wins this game tonight is gonna go a long way in this series. So, so game 3 of that series tonight. Then game 3 of Dallas Warriors is tomorrow, Sunday. So, as that series goes to Dallas, so both venues about to be changed. So we'll see. It's gonna be, like I said, I think both series going to at least go 6, maybe even 7 games for both series. Let's talk about James Harden and the Sixers. Been a lot of talk about that this week. Do he deserve the max? You know, some people saying no, because he's not the same guy. I don't know. I'm on the fence with it. Like, I would give it to him. I guess it depends on my team. I would give it to him. But honestly, like, to be honest, like, I don't know if he's going to quit on me or not. I mean, that's got to be a legitimate thought in your mind. Now, Philly, I don't know. It's rumors saying that the last few weeks there, he sort of, when he first got there, you see how well he played, and then ever since then, you know, he's been lackadaisical. Well, I think they started to wonder, is he really dedicated to basketball? He got his mind on other things. I don't know. You know, that I can't speak, or I don't know. But if you just go by how he played, I don't know. Maybe it's some truth to that or not. Maybe he just, like I said, he's getting older. Maybe he just lost a step. That could be it. You know. But I still think he's one of the best players in this league. So on that, I would give him the money. You know. But I don't know. I guess pick his brain. Like, what makes him happy? You know, in Houston, that fell apart, and he clearly quit there. The Brooklyn situation, some people gave him a pass because of the Kyrie Irving situation, which I think shouldn't have mattered. And the Rat was in and out a lot of it, even though he was hurt. He was hurt though, so he could control that. So they wound up trading him at the deadline. Went to Philly, the first like 5-6 games, he was looking like the old James Harden, like scoring, distributing the basketball, shooting the ball well from the field, getting to the free throw line. That's his game, you know. He gets to the free throw line, you know, basically like a ball in a China shop. He goes inside, gets fouls. But I don't know, in Philly, like, you know, after that, like, in the regular season, he sort of struggled a little bit. In the first round against who they play in the first round? The Toronto Raptors. I remember now. They played the Raptors. They got by because they just was the better team. They was almost about to beat Toronto. But then got into that Boston series. It just, I mean, not Boston, Miami, and just, they shut him down. He didn't look good. And B was hurt, which is probably another thing. He was by himself. I don't think he could do what he did in Houston anymore too. So I think there's some truth to that too. I don't think he could just carry a team, just a bunch of guys that he, dribble the basketball, and just pass it to some shooters. But I think the Sixers though have a deeper. It's not just Harden. I think Tobias Harris struggled down the stretch. They got a good thing with Tyrese Maxey. I like him. I really like him a lot. That's why I'm not surprised that they kept him, because he was a trade rumor. But he's played well. I think he fits in with that Philly culture. And Joel Embiid, to me, like I said, he was hurt, but I just think he wasn't motivated. He just didn't look like himself to me. Even though he was hurt, yes, I understand, but he just like he had a competitive fire that he normally had. And I said that when he got eliminated, so maybe James Harden thinking, well, maybe this ain't the, but like all that deeper stuff, like do he want to win and all that, like I can't, as a fan or as a man, I can't speak on that. We just assume, it could be true. Maybe he don't prioritize with it. Maybe he just want to go play basketball, be happy. I don't know, but what he's done, like I said, like I would give him the max, but I guess what I'm saying is I understand why people be hesitant, because you don't know if something go wrong. Is he gonna quit on you? He's going to trade him, things of that nature. So I understand the hesitancy, but I would take that chance because he's still one of the best players in basketball. So I would do it. Alright, so that's it for the NBA for now. Like I said, the playoff games tonight, Game 3, Heat and Celtics tonight, Game 3 tomorrow of Dallas and Golden State in Dallas. So and that's gonna be a huge game. Dallas down 2 games to 9, so they pretty much have to win that game. So okay, so let's I'm so excited. I was excited about this for weeks. Let's start our NFL Roundabout series. Like I said, the NFC East will be first, so next week we'll do the AFC East, which the New England Patriots, Miami Dolphins, New York Jets, and the it's Buffalo Bills. So yeah, you can't forget the Bills. Bills is probably a Super Bowl contender. So we're just gonna look, just take a closer look at the teams. Give us these ain't really no predictions yet, and I got them in alphabetical order, so I'm not predicting this how the East is gonna finish. So Dallas is first because by alphabetical order. So I'm about to pull up their schedule. Talk about the Cowboys. Cowboys always in the news for something. Jerry Jones was in the news. I think he got a little car accident. That was in the news. I think he said something crazy the other week. I don't know. But let's pull up their schedule. I know they play the first Sunday night game against Tampa. Alright, come on, phone. Come on. Yep. So let's go here. And I'll pull up the whole schedule. But honestly, I still think Dallas is. I still think they contender for this division. They got the better quarterback. They got the best quarterback in the division easily with Dak Prescott. Bit inconsistent here and there, but he's still better than I've given him slightly over Hurts. Carson Wentz in Washington, don't know. I think he's a cerebral quarterback, but I don't know, and then Daniel Jones, he shows potential, but You don't know what you will get from him. So yeah, they started Tampa on Sunday night at home against the Buccaneers. That's a tough game. Bengals comes to Dallas the next week. That's a tough game. Then they go to New York to play the Giants on a Monday night. Then they get the Commanders. It's still hard to call them the Commanders, the Washington Commanders at home. That's always just a tough game, division game. Then they go to LA, play the Rams, defend the champions. Then they go to Philadelphia Sunday night. Detroit comes to town. Then Chicago. Then they go to Green Bay. And they go to Minnesota. So they play the whole NFC North back to back to back. Then the Giants come to Dallas. Then another Sunday night game, the Indianapolis Colts, December 4th. Then Houston, which should be a win, at Jacksonville. So the schedule get a little soft at the end with those two back to back. Then then Philadelphia comes to Dallas. Then Dallas goes to Tennessee. That'll be a tough game, and then they finish the season with Washington. So yeah, I mean, schedule kind of tough, like especially in the middle part of it, you know, in the beginning too, with Tampa, Cincinnati, who just was in the Super Bowl, and then you play the Rams too, that just was in the Super Bowl that first couple weeks. So but like I said, I expect Dallas to probably still, like I said, be contentious. I like what Philadelphia has done. We're about to talk about them in a few, but like I said, the thing with Dallas, two big questions for me. One, Ezekiel Elliott. Is he going to be anything like he used to be? Because they're going to need that running game to complement Dak Prescott. Will the defense play as well? With Diggs, could he have a season at least similar than he had last year? It's kind of, you know, basically it's sort of anomaly what they did, how they turned the ball over and all that. Like, that's, you can't rely on that all the time. You're going to have to play just consistent, tough defense. Can they do that? If those two things happen, then they clearly go win this division. They're just the most talented team, top to bottom. This division. The Eagles did have made a lot of moves, and I like what they've done. Getting AJ Brown and all that, you know. So I think the Eagles will be a contender. I think it's going to be those two. We're going to talk about Washington, but I think Washington is the wild card in this division because can that defense get back to where it was if Young, if he comes back healthy. I think he was disappointed last year before he got hurt. Chase Young and that defensive line, you know, that's why I picked Washington to win the division last year, but that blew up in my face. Part of it because, like I said, Ryan Fitzpatrick got hurt, and even though, you know, Ryan Fitzpatrick is a firecracker, you know, he'd give you a 5 interception game and then he'd throw 5 touchdowns. But Tyler Heinicke, he tried, you know, but, you know, he's a backup, so they struggled their offense. But can Carson Wentz stabilize that? But to stay on Dallas, like I said, I think they had a good year. They got a tough schedule, definitely. But I think they'll still win this division. Alright, let's go and look at the Giants. They up next. That's before they schedule up. Now the Giants, to me, right now you have to say they're gonna finish last. Just because of the talent. They're just not talented enough. So let's pull up their schedule. Even though it's going to be similar to the Cowboys. Okay, since I'm a Ravens fan, they got the they put if you look at any other team, well, I'm on ESPN.com. If you look at any other team schedule, they put, if you play against the Ravens, since that's my favorite team, they put them up the top. So they play the Ravens on October 16th, so that's probably like week 6, 7, something like that. Week 6, if I just had to rerun it. But they go to Tennessee first. That's their first game of the season. Then at Carolina. Carolina comes to New York. Well, to New Jersey, New York, whatever. Then Dallas. Then Chicago come. They at home for the Bears. They go to Green Bay. That's a London game. I'm sorry, on October 9th. Then the Ravens, which I just said. After that, then they go to Jacksonville. Go to Seattle. Home for the Texans. Home for the Lions. Then go to Dallas, play the Cowboys. Commanders come to New York. Then the Eagles. So you got a little division gauntlet there. Then they go to Washington. Then they go to Minnesota. Then they back home for the Colts. And then finish the season with the Eagles. Like I said, the Giants, to me, like I said, the talent is just why they lacking. I think this is a make it or break it year for Daniel Jones. I think if he don't play well this year, you got to move on from him, or at least think about moving on. Maybe see if you get a veteran. There was rumors about they might be interested in Baker Mayfield, but they just rumors. You ever heard anything from the Giants of people saying that they should try to maybe get Baker? And that's another wild card for the whole season. Like, no matter, it depends on where he goes. That could change the team's fortune. They're not a terrible team. I just don't think they match up with these other teams in the division. So I'm pretty much already saying I might pick them last once I do my official predictions. I think their draft was okay. I heard their draft was alright, so maybe that'll help them as well. But this is a make it break it year for Daniel Jones. I think that's the biggest question going into next year. Now let's look at the Eagles. They're up next. They're up next. Let's pull their schedule up. And like I said, you know everything the Eagles have done, so it's a lot of hype going into the Eagles seasons already. But let's look at their schedule real quick. They started Detroit with the Lions. Then Monday Night Football, Minnesota comes to Philadelphia. Then the Eagles go to Washington. Then they get Jacksonville at home. Go to Arizona, play the Cardinals the next week. Sunday Night Football, the Cowboys come to Philadelphia. Pittsburgh comes to the Eagles the next week. Then they go to Houston, play the Texans. Washington comes to Philadelphia. Then the Colts on the road. Then Green Bay comes to Philly. Then they got the Titans coming to Philly as well at home game. Then they go play the Giants on the road, Bears on the road, Cowboys on the road. So 3 straight road games there near the end of the season. Then the Saints come to Philadelphia, but then the Giants to end the season also at home. So like I said, the schedule ain't as tough as Dallas is, and that's why I think some people think the Eagles have finished with a better record as well. But Jalen Hurts, I like Jalen Hurts. I don't got no doubts about Jalen Hurts, but he still got to prove it. Can he be more consistent throwing the football? The Eagles led the league at rushing. I think they should run that same offense, but I think he got to throw the ball a little bit more. Now with AJ Brown, you expect that. Let's look at their roster too, because their receiving core is pretty deep now. Yeah, I like Jalen Hurts. I think he's the biggest question mark going into the season, though. Yeah, Devontae Smith, the young guy from Alabama, and then AJ Brown. So, AJ Brown, only 24 years old. Wow. And then it seems like he's been in the league forever, right? Like, that's surprising to me, how young he is. So, the Eagles in it for the long run, and then their defense. If they continue how they was, they had a solid defense last year. They was a playoff team as well. Like, people forget they was in the playoffs last year. I think they got it at 8 and 9 or something like that. But they made the playoffs. So Eagles, they could potentially win this division just going off their schedule. Their schedule is easier than Dallas. Dallas got a lot of tough games. So if Dallas could break through that schedule, then they still would have been. I think the Eagles will be right there this year as well. Now let's look at Washington's schedule. the Commanders, which I keep slipping up about to say Redskins. I think some teams, so I guess the preseason games were cut to 2. I didn't know that. I thought it was 3. I know the Hall of Fame game, whoever played in the Hall of Fame game, which I'm going to look at. So I guess it's only 2 preseason games this year. Okay. Yeah, because I keep seeing that. I was like, dang, everybody got 2. I thought it was 3, but that's something I just figured out. Okay, let's go through their schedule real quick. Start on at home with the Jags. Then go to Detroit, play the Lions. Eagles come to Washington. Then they go to Dallas. Then they got Tennessee at home. On the road against the Bears. Packers come to Washington. Then at Indianapolis. Vikings at home. Eagles on the road. Houston Texans on the road. Then they come home for the Atlanta Falcons. Then they play the Giants on the road. Pretty much almost a home and home. They get a bye. I guess it's a bye in between. Then they play the Giants again off the bye at home. Then go to San Francisco, play the Niners. Browns come to Washington. Then they end the season with Dallas. So they schedule way too hard. But like I said, this is the team. Like I said, they had the potential. If that defense get back to where it was, you know. But like I said, the quarterback play is the question mark. Carson Wentz, could he first of all stay healthy all year, and if so, can he be consistent enough? Like I said, rely on the running game. Washington, I like they running backs with let me see, let me pull their roster up. But I love they running backs. But like I said, can this defense step back up again? Because like I said, I had them winning the East last year, but I'm definitely not picking them. They picked to win the East this year. I'm leaning towards either the Eagles or the Cowboys, but I got a few months to think about it. So let's see. Come on, roster. Okay. Yeah, so Carson Wentz is the Antonio Gibson. That's what I was thinking about. Jim McKissick, I like him too. I like they running back. I think they should lean on that, you know, and that's always helped that Carson Wentz even when he's in Philadelphia. So lean on that. But like I said, they got talent here. Terry McLaurin, you know, he came from Curtis Samuel. You know what I mean? So they have talent here if they could use it right. But see, the defense is what I'm, you know, Montez Sweat and Chase Young, to me, they was very disappointing. Can those guys get back to what they was? If so, you know, that defensive line, that's what I was relying on for them to win the division last year. But they didn't show up either, even though they had the injuries and stuff. But they didn't show up last year, and I think, to me, they was one of the most disappointing teams in the league last year. But the question marks, like I said, can Carson Wentz, can he stay healthy all year? If so, Washington they'd be pesky, they'd be hard to beat. And then if that defense show up, they'd be hard to beat every week. But I don't know, they could potentially be a wild card team. They could win this division, to me. You know, they could, but we'll see. Yeah, so that's it for my roundabout. So we'll do this again next week. It'll be the AFC East though. But like I said, that's why I like, you know, y'all to comment, you know, what y'all think. Y'all disagree with me, but I think this division is going to be the Eagles and the Giants. I mean, the Eagles and the Cowboys. Giants, to me, like I said, I guess he's about to start to roll again, especially if Daniel Jones don't step up. And I think the Commanders could put a whole monkey wrench into this division if their talent comes to play, especially on that defensive side of the ball. I still think their defense is probably the best in this division with its potential. So, alright, I think I got time. I know I don't have a lot of time. I know, like I said, I only get an hour. So, but just a quick update on the channel. Like I said, Guns Going Cannoli 2. These are my video game playthroughs I'll talk about now. That's been the Bridge Friday. I would do probably a video today. Call of Duty Vanguard today as well. And take a look at that. Like I said, I got time today. I won't come back to 3, so I should be able to fit those 2 videos in. Tomorrow, I'm announcing this here, but I'm gonna do it tomorrow. I'll probably put it on Instagram as well. I'm gonna do a live MLB 22 The Show tomorrow. I'll be calling the game. You'll probably see me with these goofy headsets on. So I'll be live tomorrow morning. I'm gonna say about 9ish. Tomorrow morning, be live. I'm gonna go live. I think I forgot what 2 teams I got lined up. I think I know it's one of them is the Tampa Bay Rays. Yeah, I'm gonna go live and do it tomorrow. So that means you'll be able to see the whole game. I'll show you behind the scenes of the game and everything. So join me for that tomorrow. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that tomorrow since I'm off. So because I usually do my MLB The Shows on Saturdays, but basically I want to take a good nap, get a good nap in, so that's part of it. And then I don't have to rush it tomorrow because I have all day tomorrow. So I'm gonna do a live MLB The Show video tomorrow. So definitely stay tuned for that, but put it on Instagram though, to remind everybody. So but yeah, more Guns and Cannoli 2, Gun, Gore, and Cannoli 2. I guess I have so much fun with that game. So we'll see another video of that today. Video number, I think this will be video 6 or 5. I'll be losing track, man. And then the Call of Duty Vanguard, like I said, it's gonna be like a little mix, hardcore free for all, hardcore team deathmatch, hardcore kills confirmed. Alright, yeah. So like I said, I think I'm pressed for time, but I wanted to talk about something else too, personal. A little personal. I posted or if anybody found me on Instagram, I posted something on Instagram last week. Out of frustration, maybe I didn't think it through. But I wound up taking it down. I wound up deleting the post anyway. Basically, I was just, I did a video. I got on a video. I just said, just about loyalty and things of that nature. Some people took it personal, or thought I was directly talking about them without using any names. To be honest, like I said, it wasn't a shot at one person. I'm just, like I said, basically, I was just basically saying I feel alone sometimes. Like I have friends, but it just seems like it's just so many conditions with it. You know what I mean? Or when, and everybody have their own life. I understand that everybody have their own life, everybody have their own family now. I'm almost 40 years old. Most of my friends have children. Like, I think some people be, like I said, this basically, the essence of my message was some people take it the wrong way when I speak out, or when I voice my opinion on certain things, or, like, I think people take it to the street, like, okay, like, what you want me to stop, to put my kid to the side for you? Nobody, like, that's ridiculous. Like, and anybody that knows me, like I said, like when people try to call me selfish and all that, really it gets to my skin, because my every thought, I'm thinking about someone else. Even me doing this right now, I'm thinking about people that's in my head that I'm thinking about. Like, like anybody that knows me, and basically what the video was saying, what I was saying in the post, that I'll do anything for anyone. Like, my sisters, I think my sister, well, I know one of my sisters saw it, but I think she liked it, the post, and I think she took the like back. I don't know if she just actually read it or actually looked at it. Maybe she just some people just like it because you like it, but I think actually what she actually, this is my opinion, I don't know, I didn't talk to her, but I think once she actually watched the video or seen what I said, I think she might have felt some type of way about it, so I think she took the like back off. And I noticed that, like a lot of people's doing that, they will like it, and then I just go look at the post and the like is gone. So I think, they just was liking it, and then when they actually heard it, they took it personal. I don't know, but that was basically my point. Like when I try to talk and articulate my frustration, people just take it that, oh well, you ain't thinking about, that's how I am. That's all I do. That's all I do is think about other people. So I just wanted to get that off my chest, so I deleted the post. I guess I'll think next time before I just put up something like that, because people go to interpret it the way they want to interpret things, and that's just the way it is. But the people that know that I love them and care about them, hopefully they know it. Hopefully they know it. They know they can come to me anytime. If I can help, I will help them. That goes to all my sisters. That's basically what I put in the post. Even my sisters, 3 of my sisters I barely even talk to at all. My older sisters passed. Something else I've been thinking about. I've been dealing with people that are dealing with deaths and stuff like that. And I think when you try to, this is how I try to be comforted, is to bring up my my experiences with death. Like I said, I lost my sister. She was sick. It's been to be the 11th year since she passed away. But like, I don't be trying to compare my things with yours. Like, things are different. Every day's different. Everybody's different. Like, I just be trying to be that comfort in the ear, to help you get over your situation. And this is one thing that I do too, that people probably don't think that I do this. Like, I could be at one of my worst days. I don't have, like I said, I've been dealing with depression for years, all that good stuff. So I don't have good days either. But if my friend called me and needs something or want to talk or anything like that, at least for a little while, I'm going to put my emotions, I'm going to hold my emotions back so I can be there for that person. I don't think I get the same return most of the time. But then when you say that, oh, well, this and that, I'm like, I get that. Like, I'm just saying how I feel. I'm not saying that it's right or wrong. Everybody want to just, to me, like I said, people just, people are people. And sometimes I get frustrated, so I was just voicing my frustration. I don't feel like I can just pick up a phone and call anybody without no stipulations. I can't just pick up a phone and call anybody. That's just what I was saying. Like, I can't just say, all right, out the blue, no matter how long it's been, no matter what, and just reach out and talk to someone. So I just wanted to get that off my chest, explain that post. Maybe, like I said, maybe it was, distasteful a little bit. But if you really listen to it, and if you know me, that's the point. That's what makes me frustrated. Like, if you really know me, or if you really care about me, or if you really know me, who I am, that I wasn't doing that for attention or to downplay anybody else hard falls, things that they might be going through. I'm not saying look at me. I was just frustrated, and maybe, like I said, and it was, and I said it in the post, I was being hypocritical because I don't like people doing that. I don't like when people do that on social media, because just just try to talk to the person or talk to people. So I pointed out my hypocrisy from the beginning. I said I'm being a hypocrite right now, but I don't have nowhere to express that. I can't call nobody to say what I just said, what I was saying. So that's basically what's my whole point. But I don't apologize for what I was saying. I apologize. I really don't, because I really meant that. Like, every word in that, I meant it. So I'm not going to apologize for it. I'm just pointing out my hypocrisy, and maybe it was the wrong place to do it. So hopefully that explains. If anybody had any questions, or just call me. Like, if you feel personal about something, say something. At least some people did. So some people I know, they reached out to, well, really one person. They reached out to me, and they felt some type of way about it. And I tried to assure them that I wasn't talking about you in particular. I'm talking about just me, everything I deal with. So I just wanted to get on here and explain that. So but anyway, thank you for joining me this weekend. I'm in Baltimore. It's hot as I don't know what. Preakness is today, and I live right up the street from there. Anybody that's from Baltimore, Park Heights area, Ricestown, Rob, in between both. So it's gonna be crazy around here today. So I'm gonna try to get me a nap in. I'll probably get up, do the video I said I was gonna do. I appreciate all y'all support. Trust me, I do. It's frustrating. I got 72 subs. I'm not, and that's another thing. I'm not worried about that per se. I just, and that's another thing I was explaining. I don't get that consistent support, from anybody, but they want it from you. Even though, like I said, I'm doing sports and video games. A lot of people don't like it. I got female friends. They don't care about video games and sports. I get that. But it will take 2 seconds to just click on the video, hit the thumbs up button, roll out. You don't have to even watch the whole video or at all. You just could hit that, bam, that's it. But if I knew any of the people that I know had a YouTube channel, I would, even if it's something like, you know, like just for example, like makeup and crap. I don't know nothing about no damn makeup. But if you were my friend and I mess with you like that, I'm gonna click on the video, hit the thumbs up. I might not watch the whole video. I might watch a little bit of it, you know, for support, and that's it. You know, that's all. That take 2 seconds out your day, man. But I'm the bad guy. Every time I get to express myself, everybody say, well, this, you know, well, nothing. Like, everybody else get to do it, and that's my point. Everybody else get to voice their frustration and stuff, and I just listen to it. I don't say you shouldn't feel this way or whatever. I might try to give you some perspective on it, like, well, maybe this going on, maybe that, but I'm not going to tell you how you should feel and how you should be lucky. And you don't want to hear that in that moment, at least not off the bat, even though because you know that before you open your mouth that people is doing worse than you. So I hate when people say that off the jump. Oh, well, this person, but no, I'm hurting right now, so I'm going to let out what I want to let out. But let me stop because like I said, I'm running out of time. Thank you guys though, I appreciate you guys. Stay tuned for all the rest of the content today. NBA playoffs in full swing. Game 3 tonight, Celtics Heat. Check it out. And I'll see you guys next week. And I'll see you tomorrow morning. I'm going live tomorrow morning. So I appreciate you guys so much. Have a great weekend. Stay safe, please. And peace and love always. Thank you.